Oh yeah, you just stepped into it. The world's greatest podcast on earth. And today is a beautiful day for another amazing episode of the 20 Podcast, brought to you as always by Beatsource, and as always by me, your host, DJ Spider. That is right, you guys. Our last episode was so well received, it even earned our guest, V-Tech, a follow and a message from the king himself, Tiesto. That's right, Tiesto. Rotor said that he watched and listened to the entire episode and her interview, and that he loved it, and that Vegas was indeed the best. So, I mean, I can't thank him and her enough. Thank you to V-Tech for coming on, and thank you, Tiesto, for getting down to business and supporting the show. Sorry, I had to do that, guys. And thank you guys. We wouldn't be doing this without you. Thank you guys for all the amazing messages that I get daily at this point about the podcast. So much incredible feedback from everybody all over the world, people I would never expect to be listening. I read all of your messages, and it really gives me the fuel to keep making this show better week after week. So thank you guys. You can always send me a message on Instagram at DJ Spider, DJSPIDER. Please also rate and review the show on Apple or any place you can rate and review it. Tell your friends, share the clips on Instagram, TikTok, whatever you can do. We're all part of the same team, and I love doing this show with you guys. So thank you for the support. Now, let me tell you about today's show. Today, we're going global. We're taking the Beatsource private virtual jet to Lagos. I don't get access to the real private jet yet, but we're getting on there. Hint, hint. We're taking it all the way to Africa, okay? We're going to Lagos, Nigeria, where we got to speak with one of the greatest DJs from there and music producers. I'm going to tell you all about him. You're going to learn so much. This interview is inspirational. It's incredible. I can't wait for you to hear it. Our guest was the first Nigerian DJ to perform at South by Southwest. I think it was in 2011. He has won countless awards. Seems like he's winning an award every single year. He even shows it to us on the YouTube, so tune in for the visuals if you want. For his DJing and his music production. His debut album, Greatness, features artists such as Davido, Niniola, Mr. Easy, Burna Boy. I mean, legends in the game are on that album, and that was years ago. He has, worked with so many other amazing people and continues to. He has all these new songs that are coming out that are incredible. He's performed in many countries around the world, including the USA, Malaysia, United Kingdom, South Africa, Liberia, Ghana, Malawi, Dubai, Tanzania, Kenya, Zambia, Namibia, Trinidad, Tobago, Congo, like so many places. A lot of places you guys may have not even heard of. He's been there doing shows, bringing the amazing vibes and music and his greatness to them. Not only that, he is a radio DJ on one of the most sought after radio stations in Africa, Urban FM 96.5 in Lagos, Nigeria. He has worked for 2 decades at this point in the entertainment industry, but I feel that this is only the beginning for him. He is on his way to international stardom, which he's already there, but it's only going to grow bigger and bigger with all this new music and all the stuff he has coming. You'll hear about it on the show. I loved getting a chance to speak with him, and I think you will love listening just as much. So please welcome to the show, DJ Neptune. It is the 20 Podcast, and on the show today, we are honored to have, all the way from Lagos, Nigeria, DJ Neptune. Give it up!
Woo, 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 woo. What up?
Yes. Crowd's going crazy. The crowd's going crazy. Yes.
That's what's up.
Yo, thank you for coming on the show. And first off, happy birthday.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm so glad we got to have you on here. Like, it's just 2 or 3 days after your birthday, right?
Yeah, 3 actually. Well, it's cool. That's nice.
Okay. Okay, 3 days. Well, happy birthday. It's the birthday show. I saw you out there doing a bunch of birthday shows all
Yeah.
over the place, it looked like, and they looked crazy and fun and all that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man. That's so nice. Cool.
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah. So, I feel like it's a good birthday for you too. Like, we've come out of the pandemic. You seem like you're doing better than ever. Like so much new music coming out, so many tours, parties, and just amazing travels and all the stuff just from watching on your Instagram and your Twitter and your TikTok and all your different social media. So, how has that been? How, this year alone, how has it been being out there?
It's been a good year. I mean, week in, week out on the road, doing shows, touring. Performing to the audience. It's amazing because this is what I love to do, and
Yeah.
I love seeing the people happy when I'm performing on stage. So yeah, it's been an amazing year so far.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I love it. Love to hear it.
Thank you.
And so, like I said, we're talking to you. I'm in Los Angeles, and you're in Lagos, right?
Yeah, LA to LA.
LA to LA. I love it. That's amazing. I think the first DJ we had from Lagos on was Spinall, like in the beginning of this podcast, like 2019. And I actually just was talking to him. We were both in New York at the same time. We were trying to meet up. I went to his show, but I didn't end up going in, and it was a whole mix-up. But he's killing it. You're killing it. I love to see, like just the rise of African music as a whole, like in the global scheme of things. It's just so incredible. And like, even from when he was on in 2019 to now what's going on in 2022, like I go DJ clubs in LA and they're like, okay, we want this kind of vibe. Make sure you mix in Afro beats. And, it's just amazing to hear that, like we're here in Los Angeles and now it's a normal thing to hear on the radio for my son and my wife to hear. And it's not like weird, it's not like you have to go to a special station or something. And I love to hear that. I mean, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel great. It makes me feel happy. It makes me I'm happy to be alive, seeing all what is
Yeah.
happening to Afrobeat, the growth from when it started to where it is right now. It's been a crazy journey. And for
Right.
me, I believe this is even the beginning of the journey because there's still so much talent spilling out from Africa, from Nigeria, from West Africa.
Yep.
And year in, year out, everyone is blowing from left, right, center, representing, tuning out great tunes. Like you said, it's now a norm out there in the world. Like everybody wants to listen to Afrobeat, everyone wants to dance to Afrobeats. It is what it is. Afrobeat is here to stay.
I love
It is
it.
here
I
to
love
stay.
it. And from a DJ standpoint, I feel like, hip hop was the kind of music that was able to sort of be played in so many different clubs for so long and have such long longevity because there was no tempo associated with it. Like now, a lot of hip hop is like slow and everybody says that, but for a long time, hip hop was every tempo from fast, slow. And I feel like Afrobeats has that in it where it is its own genre, but it feels like multiple genres. And so for a DJ like you and like me that love to spin every kind of music, Afrobeats encompasses every kind of music within the one genre and then keeps birthing new kinds within it, right?
Yep. You're very, very right because you can really um, tie the genre to a particular tempo in terms
Yeah,
of the speed of a sound. And like I said, it is what it is. It's a genre that's been there. It's been existing from the likes of Fela Anikula Pokuti
right.
when it was Afro beats to it being Afro beats now with the fusion of different elements. Shout out to the producers as well, because we're not going to
Yeah.
talk about Afro beats today and not give kudos to them. They've taken time to experiment with different sound, combine this sound together, and that's how we have this rich vibe that the whole world is going crazy about right now. And it fits into different tempo, like you said.
Yeah.
If you're trying to manage from 90 to 95, there is something there for you. If you want to go 95 to 100 BPM, you have something there for you. If you want to go from 110 to 115, 120,
Right.
125, you still have it. And that takes me back to like the hip hop genre when I would say changes by Tupac. That's on the maybe 114 or between 120, and then when you're
Yes.
playing a different genre, you can still put that in, and then the hip hop fans are like, yeah, that's it, you know. So that also
Yes.
has Afrobeat also has that working for it as well.
Yes, I agree. I wonder if it has something to do also with like how hip hop was always based around the DJ and dance hall music was always based around the DJ. And something I noticed, like how we were talking about Spinall and we were talking about you, and even doing research on you, I learned about so many other DJs in Africa, in Nigeria, and all over. And I feel like the DJ is really celebrated in Afrobeats and all of that. Like it's not like you're tucked away and nobody knows who you are. Like you're doing a show and you're on stage and you're bringing the artists out and you're such a big part of it. And I think that is also something that the DJ is integrated into the music the same way in dancehall and hip hop.
Yeah, yeah, you're definitely right. You're definitely right. The DJs has played a major role in the growth. I'm talking about the export from here because DJs in
Yeah.
diaspora, like African DJs, they usually come home. I mean, December is the time everyone wants to come home to celebrate with loved ones.
Yeah.
They go around to clubs, party, hear the new Afrobeat record. They travel back to their own base. They infuse it into their parties. It becomes something else. So the demand just keeps increasing and increasing. And I mean, it's a genre that has grown so big that even the DJs, when spinning it, they have been seen as them like little girl, like, oh my God, did you just spin that record that way? You know, so it's an
Right.
amazing feeling. It's an amazing feeling. Like I kid you not. Like I'm so happy to be alive to witness what is happening with Afrobeat right now. Yeah, it's
Yes,
cool.
yes, me too. And it connects DJs from around the world. Like, for example, like D James in London. He's able to put these blends out and connect with people. And then he's going to go to Nigeria and do his music and do a tour. And like, everybody supports each other. You know, it's just like a good vibe. And we're able to go, oh, you're being creative with the music. Okay, we like what you're doing. Um,
Yeah.
so, yeah,
It's,
it's just a cool connection.
now you're right. It's also opened doors for DJs who are not like personally African DJs. As long as
Right.
you can spin the genre, you can represent like what James does. Amazing. That's very very creative, and it just gives it a different, fresh breath. Like oh my God, we didn't even think this could sound like this. You know, we want to see
Right.
this guy do this live. You know, so
Yeah.
it's a
It's
genre that everyone is tapping from it. From the artists,
yeah.
the producers, the DJs, the promoters as well. Everyone is feeding off the genre. Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy to be alive and be part of it, and I'm so happy to be able to have like this platform to shine more light on it, and you know, any more people we can introduce to it and spread the word, and you know, help take over the world and become such a
Yeah.
global sound. In the same way that like you know, K-pop and Korean music was getting big, and Latin music is becoming so big. You know, and it's all this. I think the internet is making music
It's
a
connecting the
global
world.
thing. Yeah, it's like Earth. It's
Yeah.
not just like, oh, you go here and you go here, and then that's so different, and we're all separated. You know, really
Yeah.
brings us together, and that was the kind of good thing about the pandemic, where the internet, we were forced to stream and come together and like see each other so much, and then we learned so much. Like, oh, I learned about this, and even with this podcast, I'm able to interview people in Ghana, Nigeria, like all over, not just Los Angeles. So I love
Yeah.
it.
That's good. It's
That's
good. It's good.
yeah.
That's what's
And
up.
so, where one question, you know, just to kick it off, is where did you get your name from? Where does DJ Neptune come from?
Whew. Okay, so I mean, I started my career and I didn't have a stage name, and not because I couldn't get one. I could have just gone with my name. My name is Patrick. So I tried DJ P Mix, DJ Master P, but it wasn't standing out. And
Okay.
the way I wanted to project myself, I wanted to be seen as that guy that, oh my God, who is he? You know, I must
Yeah.
attend this party. I want to listen to his music. He seemed to be a great guy, you know. So I was always caught up when I'm DJing at parties. I love to spin. There's this, I can't remember the title of the song now, but it was produced by the Neptunes. That's Pharrell and his band, and
Oh,
It was a Busta Rhymes record. So there was a part of that record where Busta gave the Neptunes a shout out, and me being the crazy guy, I'm doing speed work on it. I'm trying to scratch and transform on it. So it became a numb that I would do at some point during my set when I'm partying, when I'm DJing. So there's this
Right.
set of guys that like they've been following my movement. They've been to couple of my gigs, and on this fateful day, they came to this party. They figured out I was a DJ, and one of them just goes like, "Oh, this Neptune's guy is here again. It's gonna be a lit party." And I caught that word. I'm like, okay, something seemed to be working that I need to pay attention.
Right.
So what I did was I went back home, did my research. I made sure in this part of the world there was no other DJ by the name Neptunes or Neptune. So I just took out the S because there can only be one Neptune, DJ
Right.
Neptune, and that's how I came out with the name.
Oh, wow. What a good story.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I know, crazy, but
That is
that's how the
crazy.
name. Yeah,
That's good. It also teaches DJs to do your research and make sure, because a lot of times they pick a name and then they go, "Oh no, what happened? There's 20 other DJs or
exactly,
something."
exactly. So you need to make sure you know what you're trying to get into, and then stand out. Because I tell DJs there can only be one DJ, right? Yeah, we all spin music differently in different ways, but there can only
Yeah.
be one DJ. You can't try to be like the other DJ. So you always need to stand out from every other DJ because that's part of your selling point. Because
Yeah,
everyone
that's
plays
true.
music. Yeah,
No, no, it's so true. That's like what I talk about on this show too, is that we're all doing the same thing, but we're all unique and special and doing it differently. And it's okay to imitate other people when you're learning and coming up, but eventually you need to really find your own voice and lane and sound and bring it out. How do
exactly.
you so then how do you do that? Like what stands out about your shows or music or sound or DJing?
So for me, when I'm DJing, I always have it at the back of my head that my last gig, my next gig must be better than my last gig. So I take it upon
Yes.
myself to make sure I kill the show, leave everyone with an amazing experience, making them want more, and then give them that ideology of whenever Neptune is performing, it's a must for me to be there. So,
Yeah.
touch different genre, make sure everyone is happy. At some point, take requests because you want to give them that's experience. Oh, Neptune was performing. I gave him my song request and it's put it in the mix. That's an amazing experience that everyone would want to live with. Just like I said, be different. And when I'm performing, I like to make sure um I'm not playing for myself. I'm playing for the crowd. Give them that the satisfaction has to be 100%, and give them the experience.
Yeah. No, that's a great way to look at it. And you, like, what is the style like when you're playing out there? Like, let's say in Lagos, um, what does the crowd respond to? Like more like quick mixing, like, oh, you just hear the chorus, and they all sing along, or do you let the songs ride out and let them breathe, or do you mix old and new? Like, is there certain styles that work or don't work out there better?
So it depends on the type of gig. So if I'm DJing in the club, I like to take people on a journey. You
Yeah.
know, yeah, 30 minutes into my mix, you might be expecting the hit of that moment.
Right.
I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna play that hit right there, right then. I know when
Yeah.
to play it. I'm taking you on a journey. When I
Yes.
eventually get there, trust me, it's gonna be watch your time. So I'm not the type to want to go in, go out, go in, go out because in as much as you're DJing, people are dancing, mind you, they're also singing along. And everyone at some point have a favorite part of that record that they want to sing along to. So
Yeah.
if you keep cutting, it's gonna be like, oh God, you're killing my vibe. Anyway, let's keep going. So you
Yeah.
just have to try to strike the balance. So for me, it's more of taking my audience on the journey. If I'm performing at a concert, that's a completely different audience. So everyone wants to go hyper. They want the call and response. So
Yeah.
if I have to flip the record back, mute it so they can sing along. I do all of that as well. And if I'm creating mixes, I know that's like a smooth, like you really can do much like scratch, like do the speed work because people just want to listen to that mix while they're driving and have a good time. And if I'm also mixing on radio as well, similar to when I'm making mixtapes, like let the music flow, let them sing along, mix in, mix out. I'm big on my transition as well. It has to be smooth. Transition, timing, those are like my major for me when I'm DJing.
Right. Yeah, it's hard for me to hear other DJs if like the transitions are horrible or if they're off the timing and they don't drop it at the right beat or early or late. You're like, oh God.
And then also the BPM. Like I
Yeah.
still don't understand how you're on like 100 BPM and then you're trying to force a 115 song in. Now sometimes it
Right.
sounds horrible. You have to pitch. You either have to pitch one to meet up, or you have to
Right.
reduce the other one to. So it sounds horrible to me. So I try to like just create that journey and go. We take off together. Fasten your seatbelt. No turbulence. It's all right. Let's
I
go.
love that. I love that. That's the best way to look at it. And that's like a real, that's real DJing for anybody listening. Like, and that's what crowds should know too, because they get so impatient. Like you're saying, oh, play the hit. Well, we want this right now, but we are taking you on a journey. We have it mapped out like 10 steps ahead of what we want to do. Everything we're doing is leading. It's like a left turn, a right turn, a left turn, up, down, because we
Yeah.
know we're going to make it to this part where it's all going to go crazy and then
Go
bring you back
crazy.
down. It's like a
Exactly.
roller coaster. Yeah. And oh, that's so true. And another thing, just to talk about your name is that you are called DJ Neptune, but you also call yourself Greatness, and you talk about greatness. And I know you had an album, Greatness, and
Yeah.
I love that, kind of having the alternate name and something that represents something. Like, where does that come from, and what does that mean to you?
All right, so that's a very powerful word. When you say greatness, that's a very
Yes.
very strong, powerful word.
It makes
So
you picture things and feel things.
yeah, everything has to be great. Whatever it is you're doing has to be great. So I came up with that name when I was gonna release my debut album in 2018. So
Mm,
I was like 90% done.
yeah.
Um, I think I had a name I was gonna call the album then, but it wasn't really sitting well for me. So me being in my studio, working tired, I just went to chill and then quick nap. I slept off, and while I was sleeping, it felt so real, like someone was talking to me. I kept on hearing that word greatness, 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 greatness. I like, okay, what's going on? Then I woke up and straight I went into the studio, turned on my system, and then I think that was when I was record. I can't remember the particular track I had like laid on my Logic. Then I just
Yeah.
went like ran the intro, put in the word greatness, and it sounded so smooth and sweet. I like, you know what? You know yourself when you're doing something, you always want to make sure it's 100% perfect. So this is just the perfect name for this project moving forward. What you always want to do in life, you want to make sure it's 100% excellent. So that word just kind of like covers everything, and that's how I came up with the word greatness. And then it stuck to me. Like everywhere I go to, they're either calling me DJ Neptune. I'm getting greatness. I'm like, oh yeah, that's it. You want to be great. Everyone wants to be great. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool.
I love it. No, it's good. It shows how you represent yourself and how you're making everybody feel around you and the crowd. And so it's perfect. And it sounds dope on the record. Like you said, it's like greatness. Like when you say, every time I hear the drop, I'm like, yes, let's go.
It's about to go down.
Yes. You're about to hear some fire music and have a good time.
Exactly.
So as a DJ, I know like you said, people might expect one kind of music or one genre or something, but you really play everything. You're like I guess out here we call it open format DJ. I remember when Spinall came on, he called it a fearless DJ, which to me sounded way cooler and better because it's the truth. You have to be fearless to go out and try to play all the different styles, but in that smooth way where the transitions are still smooth and perfect and the BPMs, and you make it work and make it make sense. So how would you describe your style?
I mean, similar to what you just said, like, I've never been the type of DJ that has always wanted to box myself in a particular genre. So,
Yeah.
be it hip hop, be it R&B, dance, EDM, dancehall, Afrobeat. just push me there. I'll deliver 100%. I remember my first trip to Trinidad and Tobago in 2013.
Yeah.
It was Marshall Montana week, the whole festival madness, the energy, the vibe was just amazing. And when I came back, boom, I did a full mix, strictly carnival sound, put it out there, and the response was amazing. I remember when I did my first EDM dance mix as well. The response was also awesome. So what that tells me is you can deliver on any stage you find yourself, as long as you know the music, you know how to mix the music, when to bring the music in so it suits the crowd and it doesn't throw anyone off, then you can deliver. So I've never really boxed myself in a particular genre. I'm a piano, whatever it is,
Yeah.
let's go in, we'll deliver 100%.
That's great. Yeah, I love that. I mean, I feel like DJs, it's okay to play one genre, but if you can play everything, that's the way to do it. And like you said, we travel around and we get influenced by all the sounds.
That's
So
what
we,
that's what that's what I was about to say. Especially if you're the kind of DJ who's always on the road, traveling to
right.
different places, you just have to open your mind, because that's
Yeah.
the only way you'll keep yourself in business. I don't imagine myself going to Jamaica to perform. Yeah, Afrobeat is crazy. At some point, they will want to Afrobeat, or they would expect my set to be Afrobeat all through for the night. But I'm going to throw in some dancehall, some reggae. You just have to be
Yeah.
smart with it. So I don't think it's advisable to box yourself in a
Yeah.
particular genre as a DJ.
Yeah. No, I agree. And so where do like your influences come from DJing? Just from the DJ side of things, do you have any DJs you looked up to or you learned from?
Okay, so while growing up, I used to listen to radio a lot, so I was caught up with DJ mixes on radio, from DJ Snoop the Damager to DJ FX2, until I got the opportunity to meet up with a DJ Douglas, who's now based in the UK. So I understudied under Douglas, and then the likes of DJ Jimmy Jazz, Funky Jade, they all were part of my influence. So I was just picking from different DJs and then developing my style, my brand, myself, and then it was just a mixture of different things from one or two DJs here and there.
Right. Okay. So I'm glad you like named off all those DJs, because good for people to be able to look those people up and like
Yep.
hear
Yep.
what they're doing, because everybody has so many different influences from all over. Um, and so what about music production then? Who are some of your influences on that side of things?
So in terms of music production, I've got like couple of producers under my label, because I have a label, Neptune Records. One of them is blazing hot right now. His name is Magic Sticks.
Okay.
If you know the artist called Ashake, who's like one of the biggest right now from this part of the world, he's produced for them. My biggest hits so far, Nobody, featuring Joe Boy and Mr. Easy.
Yeah.
That was
Huge.
him on it as well. So I started off
Uh,
learning production at some point, but like yo, my head was full. I'm always on the road, DJing, performing. I'm like, you know what? Let me just get a pool of producers under the label, under see all what they do, and then before the record comes out, put in my final touch, and then we have it out there. So, but in terms of like major producers when I was growing up, the likes of Dr. Dre, Timberland, bring it back home to the late OJB Jezreel. All these guys were all part of my influence when it comes to production.
yeah, legends. Okay. Oh, so you work with a lot of producers under you, and you're able to sort of, you're a true producer in the sense of you're getting the artists, the singers, you're having the vision of the whole circle of everything coming together, and you're able to find the producers that you think are the most amazing, give them the shine, give the artists, and put them together to create these amazing tracks that then you can
Exactly.
travel around and perform all over the place.
Exactly. And also on the production side as well, before the record goes out, the finishing touches, I'm always there. Take this
Right.
out, let's play this, let's have this and all of that. Yeah. So
Yeah. That's amazing. And so on the other side of things, like with different artists that you've worked with, I know that, like we said, Afrobeats is becoming this global thing. We've got so many global stars and hits, and it's normal for us to now hear Wizkid, Burna Boy, Rema, Davido, Afrobeat, people like that. Do you? And obviously there's even more. I mean, Thames. There's like so many people that are
There's
just
a whole lot of them. Arista,
yeah, right. Who do you think is
Fireboy.
Yeah, Fireboy. I mean, those are all things I play. Like this Friday, I do this club in LA and I play all that stuff, and I'll play some remixes and do kind of some D James, mashups and stuff like that. And I mix it in with like the new Drake songs and try to keep it so the crowd here, if they don't know it, they like it. If then they do hear something they do know, so then they're like, oh, you want to keep the women happy, obviously.
That's actually, like, for DJs watching this, that's actually one of the smartest way to introduce a song that you might not be sure the audience would like, but if you, kill the low, let the whatever popular beat right on it. It just keeps them going. So that's a very smart. I do that a lot as well. I do that a lot.
I try to like sneak it in, and then by like a few weeks, they're like, "Oh, I think I know this song," and then we get it in there. But so out of all, like, who do you think are the new global superstars coming up? That different artists that you think will become in the same ranks as Wizkid and Burna Boy and stuff like that.
So Africa is full of so many talents now, not just even from West Africa or Nigeria, because I've been around to East Africa, South Africa. There's a whole bunch of them, but if we're talking about Nigeria at the moment, Rema is blazing right now. He's always been blazing from when he came into the industry. Fireboy is on that lane as well. Joe Boy as well. Joe Boy might seem underrated, but Homeboy's got fire. He's got fire. Buju as well.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Buju. Ruga is also dope. Ruga is dope. Arista, she's also dope as well. The list is endless, man. This is like a setup, to be honest, because I'm just there's so many names that we just.
It's okay. That's great. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be just from Nigeria. Anything from anywhere you've been in Africa. But those are all great names.
Yeah, from Ghana as well. There's Kidi, there's Kwame Eugene. They're also waxing very, very strong as well. There's Kamedor as well, who sang Sugarcane and then had a remix with Mayor Kun, Dako, and someone else on that record, and trust me, all these guys, they're blazing hot. They're blazing hot on the East African side as well, because I've been doing a lot of research and then collaborating with the artists there. There's this artist from Uganda. She goes by the name Azawi. You guys should check her up. She's young, but she's blazing hot. We just dropped a record together. It's titled Feeling. The video is out there as well. There's also a great guy called Fik Famaika from Uganda as well. Wow. Yeah, you need to look these guys up. Rwanda, there's Bruce Melody. Like, Africa's good. Like, I understand, like, Afrobeat is like on the forefront right now, but there's so many bunch of talents all across Africa that are doing very, very well. There's this kid as well from Sierra Leone, The Therapist. He has a song called Knack. Mayokun just dropped on the remix as well. Amazing guy. So all these guys in the next 3, 4, 5 years, they're going to be doing all what the likes of Burna Boys, the Wizkids, CK as well. How could I not mention CK? So like I said, it's a long list.
Yeah, it goes on and on.
Everyone is doing well in their own field.
That's great. Okay, I'm gonna go back after and play this back and write down every single name and then search them. I'm gonna search them. What's the best place to discover, that kind of music? Like, is Spotify not very big over there, or has it become bigger? Or what's the best platform? YouTube, Spotify, Apple? Like what? Who's supporting?
They're all representing. Apple Music is representing. Spotify is. For the longest, they were not really in Nigeria. They focused. I think they were in South Africa, but now Spotify users. You can now use Spotify if you're from or if you live in Nigeria. I would say YouTube. I would say YouTube. Yeah, because I
YouTube is the
mean,
way people can spread it around and listen and search it. And obviously Beatsource, I can't forget. We have a
yeah,
huge
Beatsource as well. Yeah,
we support and we have huge curated things by D James, of playlists, and we're really pushing it. But for more of the consumer or just people that are listening, even YouTube is nice because it's free, and you just listen to the ads.
that's why I mentioned YouTube, and then you can also stumble on a lot of mixes from different DJs
Right.
from around the world, so you can listen and then pick
Yeah.
from those mixes. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And do you think, we were naming all those people that have become huge and the people that might become, huge in the next 3, 4, or 5 years? Do you think there's anything in common they all have in common that has helped them to translate so globally, or are they all just individual?
So
I don't know.
I think it's more of the drive. I mean,
Yeah.
seeing the likes of, okay, so it's a transition from the likes of legends like Two Face Idibia to D'banj, who were doing this like 10, 15 years ago, and then the likes of Wizkid, the Davidos, the Burna Boy, who are now doing it way bigger than D'banj or Two Face were doing it in the day. So it's that drive. Like, if Two Face could do it, if Wizkid could be where he is right now, I know I've got a talent. All I just need to do is keep working with the right push and drive. I could be the next superstar as big as Wizkid, Burna Boy, Davido. So it's just mainly the drive. And I mean, internet now has played a major role, because I remember back in the days when I was like my early days on radio, all I had available to myself was MySpace and High Five. you know.
Yeah.
But now you've got TikTok, you've got Thriller, you've got you upload your music, millions of people are connecting on a global level. What that does for you is your fan base is increasing, and before you know, like less than a year, you could start getting bookings from Europe, from North America, from South America. It's that crazy now. So you just need to know what you want to achieve as a creative, be it you a DJ, an artist, or a producer, and just stay focused.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Is there any other advice you have for people that are trying to just start out and build up to, try to get to your level or anybody's level like that? But, because a lot of people do write like, oh, I want to release a song with you, or I want to do this, or listen to my music. But I feel like it's more than just that. Like, is there any other advice you have for them?
Yeah, it's definitely more than just saying you want to create music, listen to my music. Try and create your own community. If you have your own community, you're just going to keep spreading. You're going to keep growing. It gets to a level whereby labels, promoters, investors are now looking into you. And when that conversation starts, they already know you have something going on. It's not like you're just coming in and you guys are starting from scratch. And I always tell artists as well, like, while you're waiting for your time, just keep working and make sure you're prepared for that time. You have records, many records that probably would just last you for like the next 2 years. You just have to just go back to your archive, redefine, flow with whatever production is in vogue at that particular time. The lyrics is there. You can always fine tune every other thing. Just be ready. Just be ready. So whoever is going to invest in you knows that, okay, yes, is ready to work. Don't just wait and be like, oh, you're waiting for this to do this for you. You need to start doing stuff for yourself, because I mean, these things are available already. Invest in yourself. Get yourself a mobile studio. You can start learning how to record yourself. You can start learning how to mix and master, because then you don't really have the money to start paying producers, paying sound engineers to do. And a lot of artists, a lot of producers who are now becoming artists actually started off that way. Like, the dream for them was to become an artist, but because the finance wasn't available, they just had to make do with what they had at that moment, build the contacts, and then when it's now time to introduce the other side to the world, it makes it a lot more easy, you know. So work on yourself, and yeah, don't wait for anybody to come do it for you. You need to do it for yourself.
That's the best advice. It's so true. And I think people lose sight of that. You know, they want everything instantly and they go, oh, I want to be famous. I want to be big. Why is he doing that? Why is she doing that? It's like you don't know the path they had and how long they worked. And it could have been 10 years before anybody listened to their song, you know?
Exactly.
And the building of the community is the most important thing because like you said, the people are going to look at you. They might say, oh, the music is great. But we have to build up this whole thing. If you already are bringing something to the table, you have so much more leverage and value and stuff for them. So you can then come together and work together. And being ready is also like I had been DJing for 10 years before I got one of my biggest opportunities. And if I wouldn't have been ready, I would have looked horrible when they put me on that stage. And when they put me on the stage, I went crazy and did my thing. And they went, how did you do that? It's like, I've been working on it for 10 years. So you have to just work in your room, even if it's all alone and you're like, nobody's paying attention to me. You just got to be ready and believe in yourself and know that when the time comes, you will be great for the greatness.
You grab it. Exactly. That's it.
You got to build your greatness and then show it to the world. Yeah, that's true. That's so cool. And you know, you've been doing this like we were just saying, you've been doing this a really long time. Like you were the first Nigerian DJ to perform at South by Southwest, and that was 11 years ago, right? In 2011.
Yeah, 2011. Yeah, 11 years ago.
That's crazy.
That was an amazing experience. That was an amazing experience. Shout out to
what was that like?
It was fun. It was fun. Shout out to Nato C because that was like one of the biggest rappers back in the days, and I was his band DJ. So everywhere Nato C traveled to, just be rest assured Neptune is there. So it was the first South by Southwest, not the first, but like for the Afrobeat artists to have their own corner. So it was Nato, MI, Ice Prince, Jesse Jags, and a whole lot of other artists. And what's his name again? Sheon Kuti as well. You know, so that was an amazing experience, an eye opener for me. And then after the trip, we went to the Ultra Music Festival. You know, and that's when I saw in Miami, and then I saw Swedish House Mafia perform. I met DJ Tiesto. I met David Guetta at Club Leaf. So it was an amazing experience meeting these people that I look up to. And then when I came back home after that trip, like I said, I did a lengthy EDM mix because it just opened my eyes like, yo, this is a global genre that you need to tap into, you know, and even though you might not get the opportunity to perform at that time, but just be ready when the opportunity comes, you know. So it was an amazing trip, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful to God.
Oh, that's incredible. So cool. And it's amazing how everything happens kind of for a reason and it all stitches together. Like when you go travel somewhere and hear the music and then you bring that into your repertoire as a DJ and into your, like, what you play. Because, I mean, that's happened to me too. I go to New York and go see Ellie Escobar and DJ MoMA play at like Dance Dance Dance, and they're playing all this Afrobeat stuff I never heard. I'm like on my Shazam, like trying to get all of it. And then I remember, shout out to Shazam. no,
not Shazam. Shout out to DJ MoMA. We linked up a couple of years ago when he came to Lagos.
Oh, DJ MoMA is a living legend. I feel like he will go down in history as just one of the greatest of all times. Like, he brings so much to the culture of DJing and music as a whole. It's incredible. I've heard him play every genre. And just that night alone, that wasn't even the Everyday People party. That was his other party, Dance, Dance, Dance. And hearing all that music, this was probably 2019, and I'm hearing them play all this Afro beats and like so much stuff. And I have Shazam going, and I went back to and then the night ends, you know, New York ends late and like the sun's coming up and I'm back in my hotel room and like the sun is coming up, but I was looking up every single song that they played that I could find and then trying to download it. And then I remember I went back to LA and I DJ'd the opening sort of the kickoff party of Beatsource at like this big mansion in Beverly Hills. And D. James was there. It was the first time I ever met D. James. He was like, "How do you know about all this music?" I'm like, "I just was in New York listening to MoMA." And I'm like, I'm like, so, I knew about Afrobeats. I played some of it, but I was like, some of this I just got from that party last week. He was like,
yeah.
So he was like, oh, and so I did a whole mix at that party, and he was like, "How do you know?" And then we kind of became friends through that, and have been trading music and talking ever since. I just got to go to London like 2 months ago and go see him DJ at some Afrobeats parties out there and experience it firsthand. So it was so much fun.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
great.
James is holding it down. He's holding it down. I mean, I'm gonna see him when he comes into Lagos, sometime in November, December.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, and I heard like December in Lagos is like huge, right? What is that?
Come. You need to come true. Seeing is believing.
I'm ready.
To pull up. You need to pull
I'm
up.
ready. I'm gonna come with James, hide in the suitcase. Yeah. How like what goes on out there? Like, why is it such a big month and party time?
So I mean, like Nigerians in diaspora, they all look forward to coming back home because it's a festive period. Christmas, New Year, everyone wants to be with the family,
Yeah.
And while they are around, they also want to go out and experience the nightlife, And aside from that, like things are always popping. So it's concerts, it's club gigs, it's brunch, it's day beach parties, like party nonstop. Trust me, if you don't have the energy, don't even get involved.
Okay, you have to train party. You have to train just to party. Like, be ready.
You have to be ready. Yeah, you got to be ready.
Oh
but it's always amazing. It's always amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always amazing.
Oh wow. All right. Well, he's gonna be there, I guess. I don't know if he's there January and December. I mean, December and January or November or something. But that's what I heard. That's what Spinall was saying. That's what I've heard from other people too. That it's just a great time to be there. So, yeah. All right. One day I'll make it. It's my birthday around there too. So December. Cool. December 22nd. So I'll be ready. Come out for then. And so you've performed all over the world, like we said, and but what is the, like, when you come back to Nigeria, we come back to Lagos, what's the music scene like there now? Like when you go out and DJ the clubs or parties or concerts?
It's full of energy. It's full of energy. It's full of people just wanting to have a good time. I mean, the music is great. It's even better now because the production, the content is solid, So everyone looks forward to attending gigs, attending concerts, club parties, and just have a good time, So it's an experience, like I said earlier on. And if you're not here to witness it, you won't really understand. But I mean, if you go online, search for pictures, go on my page, DJ Neptune on Instagram. You'll see a couple of things that will excite you and give you that image of what I'm saying, So it's a good place to be the party. Another destination place in Africa as well is Ghana. Ghana is always wild. December, right. It's always crazy, So I mean, I like the fact that Africa is growing. Africa is home. Africa is beautiful. The world just needs to come into Africa and see these things for themselves to understand that, listen, don't just think Africa is full of monkeys or full of whatever it is you think. The bad image the news will always portray,
right?
Either we like it or not. Trust me, it's a fun land to be.
Yeah.
And you need to come witness it yourself.
Yes, I agree. Let's we'll give that blood ow. Give that a blood ow. Give that applause. Come to Africa. And so, and we haven't talked about it that much, but you're also a huge radio DJ out there, right? On one of the most sought after radio stations, Urban FM 96.5. How did you get into radio, and what do you play on the radio there, and how often are you on the radio?
At the early stage of my career, I'd worked with Rema FM 100.5 in Lagos, which is like Rema, like the first private radio station back home here in Nigeria.
Okay.
They came into existence in 2000, no, 1993. So like way long. So I joined them like 2004, and I did that for 6 years. And in terms of what I play, when I started, Afrobeat was not what it is right now. So it was more of the hip hop, R&B,
Yeah.
reggaeton, dancehall, But I left Rema, then I joined Urban FM 2016, and it's hip hop, R&B, Afrobeat. I'm a piano, dancehall, EDM, pop music, all that kind of stuff. That's all I play. That's all Urban FM plays as well, because it's more of like an urban radio for the urban crowd. So
Right.
it's a balance of all this different sound. All you can trust me. It's a dope station. You should check them out. They're also online as well. So I'm
Oh,
I'm
okay.
in there. Yeah, I'm in there Fridays, um, 3 p.m. to 6, 9 p.m. to 12, Sunday as well. Then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 10 p.m. to 12 midnight.
Amazing. All right, I'm gonna check it out. I love that radio stations are online now. It's the best thing ever. I can hear
Yeah,
it.
I know.
It's so cool. Like when I was
Yeah.
growing up, there was no way. Like I remember flying to for my first time going to Europe, and I had some little radio, and I'm like, oh, they're playing weird drum and bass music. I'm trying to understand what's happening.
What's going
Now
on? Yeah.
you just put on the internet and you could hear it. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
go on the mobile app and boom, you're connected.
Yeah. Are there like, we're talking about all these different Afrobeat songs and different types of music. Like when you're DJing in the club out there, are there any like anthems that you play? Like, here sometimes there's like Be Faithful or certain songs that you play that makes the crowd go crazy no matter what. Like, are there any more local songs like that you drop every time, or a DJ can drop to for sure get the crowd to go crazy?
Yeah. There's a couple of tracks like that. There's one by Nice. It's called Gongwa So. It's. I mean, I would say it's a very hot throwback that get the party up anytime, any day. Um, there's a couple of them. There's one from Two Face EDB as well. Only Me. That's a title. Like that's a proper sing along anthem. I
Okay.
mean, also Whiskey's Oju Elegba, that's like a national anthem. Anytime it comes on, old, young, everyone sings along. So there's always that
Yeah.
one track. And like you mentioned, the Be Faithful, that's one record. I don't know if it's ever going to fade.
Isn't that crazy?
I,
It's a
I
it's a
don't know
part.
if it's
It's like
ever.
a party break that two DJs made and Fat Man Scoop, and it's traveled the world for 25, 30 years or something. Like I don't know how long.
Yeah.
It will never fail. Like I can't believe it. I don't know why.
Like you can never go wrong. You can never go wrong.
It's so
Nah.
crazy. And to hear that it'll work everywhere in the whole world. Like I've seen it in Asia, and like no matter where, like there's some universal sound in that record that just touches.
Yeah. And another
everyone.
DJ who I feel is also blessed with that universal record is Khalid. Like all I do
Oh
is
yeah.
win.
Yes.
Like that's that one record that gets any crowd up anytime, any day.
Any crowd, anytime,
Yeah.
all the time. When sometimes songs become like wedding songs that were like club songs, that's when they become so big, like Usher, yeah, or like certain songs where you're like, this used to be a club song. Now like the grandmas and the babies are listening or
They're
like
rocking
dancing to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. And let's see, what else should we talk about? So your awards. Like I was looking through your EPK and your bio. Like it seems like you win a DJ award every year of your life. I'm like,
Actually,
what is this guy? Like he's.
they actually have some of them up. I wish I could.
I
Let
wish
me
I could
if
see it because
Let
I'm
me see.
like, does he have like a whole wall of awards? It's like
Let
every
me see if
year
I
for
can take
10 years.
this.
Okay,
So
here we
that's
go.
like-
Hold on. I'm
that's like
full
it.
screening. I'm full screening this. Oh my God. Look at
There's
that.
like
Come
a
on.
whole bunch of them over there, and I still have some inside the house.
Wow.
I mean, it's
I love it.
it's. I feel blessed because
That's amazing.
It's-
That's good
it's a good-
inspiration to have it above your head while you're making music in your
I know,
studio.
right?
You're like, I got to get more.
I gotta get more of that. I gotta get more. It's a good feeling when you're doing something in life and you're being appreciated for it. It just
Yeah.
keeps the drive going, and that's what I tell people every day. I mean, Don't allow frustration kick you out and make you feel like whatever it is you're passionate about is not working.
Yeah.
Just stay focused. It's a matter of time. Be prepared, so when that time comes, you just take the world and you own it. So for me, this is just a reminder of, oh, okay, yeah, you've done well, but there's still more to do. I'm hungry. I still,
Yeah.
I
Gotta
still
stay
want to be
hungry.
nominated at the BETs.
Yeah.
So,
You will. You will be. I know it.
so
Are there any of them that like are extra meaningful? Like one of them that's more than others, or are they all just the same?
no, they're different awards, but the one that's really, really like the one that's really dear to me was
Yeah.
me winning. So there's this award called the Headies Award, which is
Hmm.
like one of the prestigious award back home here. Kind of like certifies you in a certain way, like, oh yeah, you're on top of your game. So in 2020, during the pandemic, when I released Nobody with Mr. Easy and Joe Boy,
Yeah.
that song won. That song got me the Song of the Year at
Oh
that
wow.
award. And this is an award that, I mean, the only DJ that has been nominated and won was DJ Jimmy Jad, and that wasn't even for his music. So
Wow.
being a DJ and having won the Song of the Year at that award, and also Best Pop Single of the Year, I got 2 awards off that.
Wow.
So that just makes me understand that, listen, you just have to keep working. You will get the desired result if you put in the
Yeah.
work. Yeah, so
Yes.
that's very dear
Put
to
in
my
that
heart.
work. Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's huge. And that song is incredible. Everybody should go check it out. It has, I mean, on Spotify alone, it probably has almost 20 million plays. And I
Yeah.
think it's huge. And it's just like such a good feeling song. It has its own vibe, its own sound. It doesn't sound like a lot of other songs. It's like softer but still dance, and like it just makes you feel good. It's almost like the kind of song you listen to all the way through and then you got to repeat it like right away. That's probably why
Yeah.
it has so
Yeah, you're
many
right.
plays. So
Yeah, you're right.
people just keep it on repeat. That's
Yeah.
that's so cool. That's so cool to hear. And that wasn't even too long ago, right? That's 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
And now you have that new song "Grindin'," which is really dope, and I feel like getting a lot of plays. And I know you have a lot of other new things on the way, right? What else are you coming out with?
I saw with grinding for me was just trying to tell my story, and make people understand that, listen, whatever it is you're trying to do, like I said earlier, or you just need to be focused and don't get distracted. If
Yeah.
you've seen the video, you would understand what I'm saying. If you haven't, go check it out. DJ Neptune, Simba, grinding. So basically, it was me trying to work hard to be somebody in life, and my spouse didn't understand what I was doing. To them, it felt like, why are you wasting your time? You're not going to make something out of this. But
Wow.
eventually, the story changed. I became who I wanted to be, and everyone wants to identify with you when you're successful. Everyone wants to be successful.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's the story behind grinding. But moving forward, I've got a lot of bangers in the bag. Very soon I'll be dropping something with Ruga.
Okay.
I've got something with Buju as well. Um, yeah, I think I'll just stop there. But
Okay.
trust
Okay.
me, trust
Oh,
me, there's a lot.
can't
There's a
wait.
lot. There's a
Yeah.
lot.
Okay.
There's
I
a
can't
lot I
wait to
have in
hear.
stock. But first
And
quarter of next. Oh, sorry.
yeah. No. Go ahead.
Yeah, but first quarter of next year, I'll definitely roll out an EP.
Okay.
So that'll be filled with
Amazing.
bangers. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Can't wait. Can't wait. And just to go back to the grinding story, did your spouse eventually become happy and supportive, or
Yeah,
did you leave? Or
okay, so when I started, or when I was gonna start DJing, my folks didn't really understand what I wanted to do, and it got really crazy that I had to leave my comfort zone. Like, I left home for 2 years because I told myself, listen, this is it. Like, it's this or nothing else. And
Yeah.
while I was out there, I just had to stay focused, not try to get into trouble, not trying to do anything negative. And when everything started making sense, started coming together, they were happy for me. And I mean, they just kept on encouraging me, like, oh, we didn't know this was the vision. We're happy what has happened now. And
Yeah.
there are a lot of kids out there who are also going through the same, or who has gone through the same one way or the other. So it's just a way to just keep them motivated, make them keep them inspired as well, and help them go for their goals.
Yeah. And what did your family want you to do? Like, if they were like, no, don't be a DJ, don't do music.
So my dad wanted me to be an engineer. He's late now. My dad wanted me to be an engineer. I mean, yeah, but it is music. It is music.
You're a musical engineer, so you made it happen.
Exactly. We still made it happen. Yeah, but it's cool.
That's so cool. And now you have a whole family yourself, right? You have kids, or?
Yeah, I have a daughter. I have a wife. So nice. I mean, it's just life. You just have to keep growing.
Oh yeah, same. I got a son and a wife too, so same thing. We're out here now. We're doing it for them and showing them the way.
Exactly.
And building the life for them, and so then they can do something great. They can become their own greatness, when they grow up. That's my goal.
That's the goal, greatness.
Greatness, baby. That's what I'm bringing. Someone from the internet, I don't have their name written down. I apologize to them, but they asked when you were releasing your song with Zeno Leesky.
Oh. Okay, so very soon we're working on the release date. So that record was meant to be on my debut album, Greatness 2.0, that dropped last November. But the album was so loaded that we just had to, we decided that, okay, let's not put our record out at that time, but it's definitely going to be out, fingers crossed, before the end of the year, because Zeno's fans, they've been harassing me. So we recorded that song in the studio. We recorded in the studio sometime last year, and while the session was going on, I just uploaded a clip of like a 30-second clip of our session, and ever since then they've been dragging me like, "Yo, you need to release, you need to drop this record."
You open Pandora's box or something, because I know they're hitting me up. I got this page. It was like just a Zeno Leesky fan page. It has like 35,000 followers or something. I'm like, oh my! And then I was clicking on it and going through to his page, and he has like 2 million followers. So it was he has a lot of people waiting for the music.
yeah. No, he's hot as well. He's one of them. He's one of them new boys who are way up there too. Yeah, like I said, there are a whole lot of them who, in their own respective way, are killing it. Music shows. Everyone is doing great. Shout out to Zeno Leesky. Don't worry, the song is coming. We're dropping it. It's
coming, people. Just be patient.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, before we get out of here, is there any other things you want to promote, or anything, just a message you want to give to the listeners out there?
All right. So, the Sounds of Neptune events. I have one up October 1st of October. At the good beach Lagos. So you should pull up for that. And then I'm also doing. You'll be there.
I'm coming out next week.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing you on the dance floor. Yeah, and then sometime in October as well, I'm taking that to Rwanda. So we're gonna have the East African leg there, and then bring it back in December for the December Madness. So there will be a lot of Sounds of Neptune gig, because the first one was in 2019, and then right after that the pandemic, so I had to hold on. But now, the world is open, so we just give the people what they want. Quality vibe, good fun. So yeah, you guys should pull up for that.
Pull up. And have you ever been to Los Angeles before?
Yeah, I've been to LA.
Okay.
I performed in LA before. Yeah, I have. But I'm coming, I think I'm in America in November. So yeah, why? I might pull up too.
Oh, you're coming here in November, like in a month and a half?
Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, I'm coming to the States. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. All right. Well, come by the Beatsource office, or if you need anything, I got you out here. Whatever you need, we'll take care of you. So, yeah. Well, all right, great. And everybody can find you online. We'll post all your links in the bio, but I know on Instagram it's DJ Neptune, spelled out DEEJAY, Neptune. And Same on Twitter, where you got a ton of followers on there, and everywhere, TikTok and YouTube and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. Or better still, the website is www.djneptune.net, so you can just connect with me on there as well.
Okay. Great.
Yep.
Well, everybody go check his stuff, support all the new records, the old records, and thank you so much for taking the time to come on here and blessing us with all the knowledge and the greatness.
Thanks for having me. This was amazing time well spent.
Yes, I loved it. Thank you. All right, we will see you soon.
Yeah, we'll link up in LA soon.
For sure. Yeah, when you come, I got you. Whatever you need. So you got my contact. We'll talk when you get here, and I'll show you around the office and whatever you need in LA. I'll take you to eat, and I don't know if you smoke. Whatever you need, I got you.
All right. I will link up real soon.
All right. DJ Neptune, talk to you soon. Peace.
All right, thank you. Stay. Peace.
All right. What a great person to sit down and speak to. Such good vibes, such great music, such an incredible DJ and producer. Great person. I hope you guys got as much out of it as I did. And I can't wait to hear all the new music he's coming out with. Make sure you guys go support him out there. And thank you guys for listening. Like I said, rate and review the podcast. Send me messages. We're available on all platforms. You can watch us on YouTube. You can listen on Apple, Spotify, and anywhere you get your podcasts. The 20 is produced by Beatsource. Join us next week for more interviews as we discuss music that matters to DJs. I'm DJ Spider signing off. Peace.